Hey, it's me, Steve. My internet's down, so my skin won't load. Hey, quickly, before we get started, another shout out, this time from Positive Things, starting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern time and going for 24 hours from that. Going to be holding a little building contest with MC Pro hosting. They've been sponsoring like Ultra Modded Revival, the multiplayer stuff over on CaptainSparklez 2. And so, going to be doing a Jerry's Tree themed building contest. First, second, and third prizes judged by Zine and myself at the end of the 24 hours. We'll get some cool prizes. There's a link in the description of the video. Take you over to the webpage that has all the info. Hopefully, I'll see some of you in it. Should be fun times. Maybe Zine and I will try to make a nice build of our own because we're really good builders. So, anyway, as for this video, welcome to the new snapshot. What if I told you that I could get this door open without moving from this spot? Sounds like a bar trick. Someone at the counter being like, hey, you give me $5 if I can open this door without moving from this spot. I promise it's not a trick. All right, here we go. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Door's open. All right, you owe me $5 now. Sub on Twitch. That'll work. So you're like, wait a minute. Hold on. What's different about this? I think something's different, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Well, you can put redstone on glass now. You couldn't do that before. That's a new thing. You'd always, make a build. You're like, I need to run some redstone. Oh, shoot, I put down glass here. I can't do that. Redstone isn't the only thing that couldn't be placed on glass before either. Of course, you've had a few other things like all redstone-related blocks, levers, redstone repeaters, redstone torches, but you also have like torches, I think rails and ladders. My internet is down right now, so I'm going off of memory, or I could switch back and forth between versions. But anyway, you can do things like place down ladders. That's exciting, right? I guess it would be easier to do this if we're back in creative mode, so we can place down lots, so we can climb to the top here. From the back side, you can still see the ladders, which is pretty nice. You can place down rails on here. You can, glowstone, kind of the same situation, but now you can light up your light. Yo, dog. I heard you like light, and you can place down redstone torches I didn't even need to have this stone right here. I didn't need to have this stone right here. Could have just put it down on the glass, but I figured that if I, at the very beginning turned and you saw the redstone torch right there sitting on glass, you might be like, aha, I know the solution to this bar trick that he's trying to pull here. Redstone repeaters, things of that nature, that all works. Can put a lever down on there. It's pretty great. You now have flexibility in what you were able to do with glass. It does have some different rules though, but you might be happy to know, still a non-mob spawning block. As far as I'm aware, it didn't come along with a change to the mob spawning rules that now you can put redstone on it. It's just, as far as I can see, a change to the ability to place these types of blocks on glass. Glowstone, I know there are a few others that fit the criteria, but I don't have internet right now. But obviously stained glass, that falls in the same category as well. In the past, you couldn't do any placement on it. So whatever blocks still fit into that same category. Ice is another, I think. So if I take some ice, put it down over here, I believe we'll be able to also throw down some redstone, some torches, and all the above onto our ice. Whether or not it's transparent or not, regular old ice should do the same trick here. It's just like, a lot of blocks that had that transparency aspect to them, they just wouldn't allow redstone related things. Not only does it allow for, just you can place redstone down on your builds, but it also can provide like cool new adventure map mechanics, things of that nature, right? So up on the top here, everything looks normal. Just looks like some kind of regular redstone setup. If I break this torch here, door will open just because of the inversion and all that stuff, close. But if you go down below, it actually doesn't render the redstone on.
I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Literally didn't say anything to you. I realize my internet is down, so you can't work. What did I say that sounded like her name? Good Lord. Okay, so redstone doesn't render from the bottom, and that means you could have some kind of like interesting adventure map mechanics. I don't know exactly how you would input this into a puzzle where like the invisible redstone is part of the mystery, but you can see through to the repeaters and things like that. Maybe it's like you have to figure out where below this thing to place a redstone torch that'll then impact the rest of the puzzle or something like that. But also what you can do is if you want to highlight where redstone is from the bottom, if that's where you're looking at it, then you could put, say, red stained glass down there. And even though you can't see the redstone, it's like, okay, obviously there's redstone on top of this piece, which there is if you see it from the top. So previously, there's not really a way that I suppose with barrier blocks, maybe you could have done puzzles from the bottom. I can't remember if you can put redstone on top of barrier blocks. So maybe that would have been a way, but you couldn't do it with like transparent ice or glass or something like that. So it seems like kind of a new opportunity there for new game mechanics. There are some different rules, though, when it comes to glass and the other blocks that just finally had the ability to have these objects placed on them. So even though you're allowed to place redstone on top, they won't allow you to transmit a redstone signal through them, so that doesn't work. And it'll also not invert the torch, whereas with any other standard kind of block that worked in the past, normally with redstone, torch inverts, and also it'll pass through a signal if you have a repeater pushed against it. So it's not identical, but I do think that's good that there's some variety in how it works. So at least you can place it on top, but then there's other mechanics that you have to incorporate, and still I think it could be cool for adventure map related things. Not that most adventure maps these days are really redstone driven. It's a lot more command block driven. So this is pretty old school. It's like escapecraft days, kind of puzzles, things like that. A nostalgia factor. I sort of miss those a bit. But anywho, I thought this was a pretty cool update worth sharing. You might have discovered it eventually by accident when you're like, wait a minute, I didn't think I could place down redstone on glass. Did I just find a bug? Nope. It appears to be a new feature. So anyway, that's that. Just another thing in the new snapshot. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and hopefully you found it informative. Make sure to like if you liked. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more snapshot stuff. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll leave it off there. Have a good one.